When you buy a Jeep, you get 2 tugs at the heartstrings. 55 years ago, your granddad may have driven one deep into World War II. The second tug comes from Chrysler, who now own the Jeep name. They've kept that rugged image going non-stop so that you can safely become a peacetime hero. This week, nose to tail, the Willys MB Jeep and the 1997 Jeep Wrangler Sahara, codenamed TJ.
During the war, Willys made over 1/3 Jeeps, and when Ford got into the act, production topped 1 million. Plenty of transport then for Hollywood's heroes. This week, the motor show pits the original Willys Jeep against the contemporary Jeep Wrangler Sahara.
This is the real thing. Built in 1943 and used by the British Army. It could have been around on D-Day.
You can spend a lot of time on roads looking for a permitted place to test the off-roading capability. So let's start this inspection on the blacktop.
In 1943, acceleration like this was considered phenomenal, and the 3 gears got you up to a cruising speed of 45 miles an hour. Although they do say that John Wayne could push his to 55. With a ride like this, you need true grit and a back brace. Mind you, it handles really well, with incredibly responsive steering that just dares you to chuck it around. And all these were left-hand drive, presumably so you can enjoy driving on the continent.
After the war, civilians quickly became soft, and general criticisms of all generations of Jeep was that they were too Spartan, too harsh on the road. So, half a century on, Chrysler is finally introducing Coil Sprung suspension. And it helps a lot, though, on less than silken roads. You still retain that short wheelbase feel of a well-sprung rocking horse. Still, a long and leggy 5th gear smooths things out very nicely on the motorway, just 2,000 revs at 70. And as for speed, that old-fashioned 4-litre up there would top 100 with ease for those mad and bad enough to risk their licence.
Side by side, you can see how carefully the signature of the original survives. The grille, the rounded headlights, the distinctive bumpers. The star on the bonnet? Well, that was to let the Allied pilots know whose side you were on.
In 1991, Jeep made a big styling mistake, which triggered off an American t-shirt protest. Real Jeeps don't have square headlights.
Fully restored, you should be able to pick one of these up for about £6,000. Points of interest? Well, you get luxury upholstery and a free shovel. Actually, the driver sits on top of the petrol tank, so if you are getting shot at, this shovel could come in very handy. Nothing is adjustable, except for the driver's breathing. And if you're looking for the windscreen wipers, there they are. Still, pull that, start that, and with a bit of luck, off we go. For the technical among you, the pulling power of the vintage model comes from a 2.2 litre side valve, that's 63 brake horsepower, and a torque or grunt factor of 105 foot-pounds.
Now with an engine almost twice as big, the Wrangler has twice the torque and 174 brake horsepower. It feels like it.
Of course, there's high and low ratio 4x4, but my favourite feature is this gearbox. It's straight down for first, reminds me of the old Ford Pop, but if there's any trouble ahead, whack it straight up for reverse, and off you go backwards. Where's that shovel?
The Jeeps may be over 50 years apart, but both took the hills and rough terrain in their stride. But the modern suspension of the Wrangler is set up to compromise with smooth tarmac. It makes riding the rough stuff pretty uncomfortable.
The Willys looks good and I've had great fun in it, but the combination of the hard ride and the low top speed has me hankering after the relative luxury of the Wrangler.
55 years is a long time, £16,500, a long number. But I look at it this way, if you want an affordable classic, this could be it. Remember, it was designed to be fixed by people in a hurry. And the final luxury, this is the concourse car you don't have to polish. Just hose it down now and again.